So we're going to talk about self-publishing a book. I did publish my book today, actually. So yeah, I'm going to tell you guys about my first time publishing a book, and then this time around I did change things around with self-publishing to get better results, because when I published my first book, it was still through Bookbaby, bookbaby.com. If you guys don't know, that is my publisher. And they actually, publish your book to every country, and your book is in all stores, online, and physical copies too. Everywhere books are sold, basically. So that's what I did with my first book. Immediately, like right off rip, I got it distributed everywhere. Now, I did not get the results that I was looking for as far as the reach, even though it's everywhere. There was no marketing done with my book. Like, I had to do all my marketing myself, which was so much. Like, I got TikTok, I got Instagram, I post it every day. I do YouTube. So like, I pretty much marketed, through these outlets, along with my business, which I have, I do mental health services. So I'm a counselor in the meantime, and I have like one-on-one sessions with people. And of course, to my clients I have been through domestic violence, I always, give them an opportunity. Hey, this is my book about domestic violence. This is what I went through personally. Here you are. So with those, that's pretty much, that was pretty much me putting my book out there in the right hands and people who actually, needed my book. My first book is about domestic violence, the first year of that relationship, and all the red flags that just completely went over my head that I just missed. Like, all the stop signs, I did not stop at. I just ran right through them. So I pretty much give in detail of that first year with my ex that I was in a relationship with for 6 years. So, yeah, but anyway, back to marketing my book. I didn't get many sales as I wanted to. So this time around, I thought about, like, what can I do differently? I'm a second time author now. My name is barely out there with the first book. So this time around, bookbaby.com, at the end of checkout, when I was, setting up my publishing details and everything. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about that process in a little bit. But pretty much as I was checking out with that and the criteria and requirements and everything that I needed to self-publish my book, they have an option for me to go through Kindle Direct. You guys know Amazon, owns that for the book publishing process. Like, some people go through Kindle, regularly. So they have an option at the end of checkout for your book to be only with Kindle, the ebook to be only with Kindle for 90 days. And then after that 90 days is up, you can either opt in to do it again with Kindle for another 90 days, which, Kindle does all the marketing. They put your book at the top of the list where, all the books are going, and they basically put your book out there for people to see. So like, they do a lot of marketing with your book. So I opted in for this. And at the end of those 90 days, I can either opt back in for another 90 days, or I can, say, okay, Bookbaby, I want you to put my book on all platforms, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to see how it is the first 90 days. But I love that I did it this way with Kindle, because they do all the marketing for me. And like, this gives, even my first book a chance to, for people to notice my second book. And then they're like, okay, so what else has she done? And then they notice my first book. So yeah, I'm going to do it this way this time and see the results. And I'll tell you guys after the 90 days is up, or, if I'm getting some traffic for my book before then, I'm going to let you guys know all about that. But let me get into the self-publishing process for you guys. So I am going into my account right now for Bookbaby. And in that the edit book metadata. So I'm in my first one because my second book is not yet set up yet. That's still being processed and everything. So for my first book, Diary of the Broken Hearted, we have we have the author information, which is basically the bio for the author. We have the description of the book, which is, my book's bio. And then we have the genre and keywords. So you put in the main subject. I have family and relationships. And the subgenre is abuse slash domestic partner abuse. And then for keywords that describe my book when people search for different books is abuse, domestic violence, guidance, personal development, relationships, self-esteem, and self-help. And then going on to the royalty calculator, I have the physical copy of my book is set to 1050. So then it tells me how much I'll earn per sale through the bookshop page versus how much you will earn per sale through the retail partners, which is a $4 difference, you guys, from what I get paid from Bookshop, which is on Bookbaby. That's the page that they set up for me and people can buy from that. And then it's a $4 drop to what I earn from people buying my book from outside sources, which is Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Target. My book is literally everywhere, you guys. So any other place that they buy it besides from my publisher's website, it's a $4 drop for me. And then I have, yeah, so that is the metadata that I have set up. And you can change that whenever you want. Like, you can recalculate what you want the book, how much it'll be, and all that stuff. You can always change it. You can set up coupons for your books. You can also go to buyer location, and it will tell you where your book has been brought. So like if somebody brought my book from Tennessee, I'll know if someone brought it from there. If someone brought it from Illinois, I'll know. Like, all of this stuff has been brought in the United States. No one outside of the United States has brought my book yet, but my book is in other states, and I guess, my book is English, so there could be a language barrier there. On Bookbaby, like for my first book, I could see all my lifetime sales. I could see my lifetime payments. And then they have a section, we owe you, which means basically like whatever amount of money that I put for it to go directly to my debit card. That just means that. So say if I set up my account for $800 before it goes to my debit card, like you can set up $50, $100, $200, but say if I put $800, if only $700 of my books have sold, then that will be in the we owe you such and such until that 800 mark, and then they would put it on my debit card. Then they would owe me $0. So in the account, different quotations will be there, which means just the project itself. So they also have open projects. The quotations is pretty much before you start the project, what it is about and everything, and then you would start the project. So I have 2 open projects right now. One for my first book, Diary of the Brokenhearted as a Woman, because I got outside sources to do my ebook formatting, to do my book cover design and all that stuff. So basically, I'm fixing up that ebook layout and design because I had Bookbaby do it, but I didn't like the way that they did it, just to be completely honest with you guys. So I went to my outside source to do my ebook layout and formatting and everything, and I uploaded that recently to fix it. So that's being fixed right now, and that's going to be across everywhere that the ebook is sold. my physical copybook is formatted to my liking. I went through an outside source for that and, you know, uploaded it to Bookbaby myself. So all of that's going to be cheaper when you do your own book cover, when you do your own formatting, when you do your own everything, and then you upload it to Bookbaby to distribute everywhere books are sold. All of that's going to be cheaper. If you have them do your book cover, it's going to be industry prices, okay? For them to do your book cover, it's going to be in the hundreds. It's definitely going to be in the hundreds. Even for line editing, I think they do like $12 per page. But I actually went through Fiverr.com, Fiverr. And that you just find the best person to format, the best person who does cover art. And those prices are affordable prices. Like, you're going to get, you know, professional looking designs from someone from Fiverr, you know, who does this for a living, and they have different reviews. Like the person that I went through, he had like over 500 reviews, close to 1,000 reviews of different people that he has worked with on their specific cover designs and stuff. And, you know, it was 5 stars across the board. So it was great. And I actually went for him for my book cover, my book layout and formatting, and, you know, all the files that I needed for my ebook, as well as, you know, my physical copy of my book, that layout too. So that was great for me. And then I uploaded everything to Bookbaby, which was a lot cheaper. They have different packages. So the package that I chose was actually one that cost $190. And that was basically for, you know, print ready files, which I already had everything already ready for them. And then it was about, let me see, it was about $40 extra, because I had over the amount of pages for that limit. It was 300 pages and I had like 320 something pages. So me going over that limit, it was 350 pages. They put, you know, between 300 pages and 350 pages, and I had to pay $40 extra for those extra pages that I had for them to convert and distribute the printing on demand, which is the physical copybook, and the ebook. So like I said, my book is going to Kindle first for the first 90 days. The ebook is, and then after those 90 days are up, it's going to be everywhere books are sold, the ebook. So the actual physical copybook will be available though on my publisher's website, which is bookbaby.com. So that will definitely be available to sell, the physical copy, but the actual ebook won't be everywhere. It'll just be for Kindle, but people can still buy my actual paper copy book. So I feel like I should have done this for my first book, but that's why we learn, you guys. Like, this is my second time going through this process. So definitely for my third, fourth, fifth book, I'm going to do it this way as long as I get the results that I want this time. So I'll give you guys an update on that. And thanks for staying with me for this journey, you guys. Look at your success, process, and you stay blessed.